This right here is the all-new 2024 Toyota Tacoma. We're gonna keep this video pretty brief because I haven't really had it for that long. So we're just gonna go over my first impressions and the things I've noticed so far. And I've noticed a lot of really good things, and unfortunately there's a lot of bad things too. And some of these might really disappoint some of you, like die-hard Tacoma guys and even everybody else. So stay tuned for that. But before we get into that, please make sure to subscribe. We are almost to 1,000. And that would make me super happy if we got there. So also make sure to like and share and comment and all that good stuff. And also I just dropped some merch, so make sure to go check that out. Numbers are super limited for this first drop ever, so if you guys want to go check that out and help me out, that would be super appreciated. But all right, let's get into this video. So the first good part that you notice right off the bat when you start driving this car is that it drives really good. I'm actually a huge fan of the way that this car drives. I love the smoothness of it. The steering is really smooth. Everything about it is just so smooth, and I'm a very, very big fan of that. The suspension is smooth, the steering, everything. The steering wheel itself also looks really cool, and it looks like the Tundra wheel too, and like all the newer cars are coming out with really good looking wheels, so it's not a big surprise, but at least you get that, right? You get a good looking steering wheel that feels good in the hand. It feels like you're driving a truck, and I'm a big fan of that. The rest of the interior is also really cool looking. When you walk into this car, that's one of the first things that sticks out, is that it looks really cool in here. People are always pretty amazed when they walk into this car because it just looks super modern, really cool, really rugged. And if you've been in a Tacoma or a Tundra, one of the new ones, you'll see what I'm talking about. And obviously B-roll's playing right now, but it's just like really nice touch that they've done to the inside of the new Tacoma. And another really good thing, just part of my first impressions, obviously there's a lot of good things, but I'm not gonna make this take forever, but one of the really cool new things about this is the JBL sound system. Man, it sounds really good. It is, honestly, the word I want to use for it is that it is remarkable. I think that the sound system is remarkable in this car. It is better than my Camry, and it is better than the Lexus, surprisingly. So you will not be disappointed with road trips, listening to music in this and stuff like that. The exterior of the brand new 2024 Toyota Tacoma is extremely polarizing. And a big part of that, I think, is that the last Tacoma just looked so good, and so many people fell in love with that look that when they changed it, a lot of people didn't like it. But I believe that if you're gonna make a new car, you might as well change it up like crazy. And I personally love the look of the new Tacoma. I love the look of the fenders, how they look like kind of buff. They stick out a little bit. Big fan of that. Big fan of the new rims that they have on here, even though it'll vary depending on what trim you get. Very big fan of all the cuts and curves that it has, and the Tacoma insignia, and this particular trim also has the side steps that I think look really good on this truck. And I'm also a pretty huge fan of the way the front bumper and the front grille look, and the hood scoop. I think they did a really good job at like sticking to the 4Runner and Tacoma look, but still modernizing it, you know? And I also like the way that the rear bumper and the tailgate and all that back here looks as well. But that's enough of the good. Let's go over the bad, because there is a lot of that to go over. The first thing you notice when you get into this car is how crammed it is. And yes, it's a mid-sized pickup truck, so you're not expecting to have a ton of space like a Tundra, for example, or an F-150 or any full-size pickup truck. But it's just so crammed. It feels really like a sports car, like with how crammed it is, with like the lack of mobility and stuff like that. So just really not a big fan of that crammed little tight feeling. I didn't really get to drive the old Tacoma very much, driven them a couple times, so I don't really know how they compare that much to that. But all I know is that this one feels really small. The back seats barely have any leg room. I'm not that tall of a guy, and my leg room is horrible back there. We did a trip to LA, which is 2 hours from here, and man, that trip was painful. I'm not very tall either, and I don't have that much headroom. I have enough, and honestly, I'm not complaining about that. But that's just one thing to keep in mind. Another thing is the visibility in here is absolutely horrendous. I will admit, I mean, you get used to it. Like, it's not like something that is going to make you crash every time you drive it, but it's definitely something you have to get used to. And I'm really, really grateful for the blind spot monitors, because when you look over your shoulder, there's a big old blind spot, and there's a little, like, I don't even know what to call it, but it gets in the way. And I don't know why it's there. I don't like the look of it from the outside. I mean, from the inside. From the outside, it looks fine. It actually looks pretty cool from the outside. But from the inside, I see no functionality to it. I don't know why it's there. Also, the front windshield is pretty dang small. Like, you get used to it as well, and you get over it. But it is kind of annoying to have it like that. And the hood wobbles when you drive. That's not a huge deal to me, but it's like kind of interesting. Like, same as my Camry, the hood also wobbles when you drive with that. And another thing is that when you put your arm here, you can't really have a very big water bottle right here, because it kind of like gets in the way. And so that's just kind of inconvenient. No other car I've ever had or driven or anything has had that problem where you can't really rest your arm comfortably if you have a water bottle or a cup or something in the cup holder right here. At the end of the day, I personally love this car. It's got a lot of bad, but it's also got a ton of good. And I think the good outweighs the bad in this particular situation. A lot of people might disagree. So please leave your opinions in the comments, and stay tuned for the full review coming soon. So yeah, just like, comment what you guys think about it. Let me know if you guys have it, or if you guys are thinking of getting it, stuff like that. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe as always. And yeah, like I said, subscribe to stay tuned for the full review and stuff. And once again, please check out the merch, because that would really help me out. And yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you for watching.